Good to see you, Stephen. How are you feeling at the moment? How are the confidence levels?
Great. Obviously delighted to get through to the semis. As we said last week, after losing my first 2 matches, I was up against it, but I'm here, and it's obviously one of the 4 players in with a chance.
Have you brought another shirt for tomorrow?
No, I'm afraid if I win, I'll need the smelly shirt tomorrow.
I'll do it over here, maybe. It must be nice. Congratulations for reaching the semi-final stage. It must be nice. The last semi you played in Bahrain was, to say it wasn't a packed house was an understatement. It must be nice playing now in front of nearly 1,000 people.
This is what we all want. This is fantastic to play in front of big crowds. Yeah, some of the tournaments haven't been so well attended, but this is a different kettle of fish. Obviously, you're guaranteed seeing 4 top players every night, so I think that brings the people out, and obviously it's just exciting. It's the semis and the final.
We know you're the most decorated player in the world of snooker. How much does experience play a part when you get to this stage, Stephen?
I don't think a great deal. I think, as I say, as you said, the 4 players are here on merit. We've all been around a long time, and I think the shot clock sort of takes away the experience side of it, because, you know, experience, you might want to take an extra look and maybe slow the game down, take your time, but you can't afford to with this format. So it's a great leveller.
Okay, finally, you're 40 next month, is that right? I remember, well, life begins at 40. I remember you saying when you were reaching 30 you're going to retire. So you keep going and going, which, you know, all credit to you, because you're still, you know, competing with the best players in the world to the highest level. How many boxes do you have left to tick, Stephen?
Well, I mean, I still love playing. As I say, once you lose the buzz of playing in front of crowds like this, then you stop.
Okay, well, good luck tonight. Stephen Hendry, everyone. Got the feeling it's going to be a great game. Stephen's opponent is Mark Selby.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Now it's time to meet the jester from Leicester, who has remained top of the Premier League. It's Mark Selby!
Hi Mark, I'm sure you're aware of it, that you've already played in the Premier League, you beat him 5-1. Are you amazed he's even turned up tonight?
No, not really. I mean, obviously, like you say, I beat him 5-1 earlier on in the league, but tonight's obviously a different story, a different game, so we'll just take it from there.
Is there more or less pressure on you knowing you've already beaten him, you've already, in theory, done what you need to do tonight?
Not really, because every game's different. Even though I'm still playing Stephen again, it's still going to be a different game. The set-out of the game's not going to be the same as what it was in the league earlier on, so just take one frame at a time.
Okay, and finally, you're making your debut in the Premier League this season. You finished top. Congratulations to you. Honestly, with hand on heart, in your wildest dreams, did you think you'd do that well in your first season in the Premier League?
Not really. I mean, I'll come here confident of finishing in the top 4 to get through to the semi-final, but like you say, to actually go on and win the group, I mean, is obviously a great feat for me, and really happy with that.
Okay, I think it's going to be great. Best of luck. Mark Selby, everyone. Really should be a cracker. Let's hand over to our boys in the backs. Neil Foles, and first up, the best in the business, Clive Everton.
Stephen Hendry continues his attempt to equal Ronnie O'Sullivan's tally of 7 Premier League titles. Mark Selby, who has reached the playoffs at his first attempt, will be trying to stop him.
Hendry to break.
It's certainly the case that Hendry is playing a great deal better now in mid-season than he was at the start, not only in the Premier League but in the world ranking events. In his last few public appearances, he's looked more like his old self, as his 40th birthday looms next month.
I
think it's a good point, Clive. He is certainly playing better than when they last met. And that was a runaway win for Selby, but it means nothing as far as tonight is concerned. It's a semi-final now. The groups are over.
Well, was playing to the baulk cushion to cover the reds on the left-hand side, but getting so close up behind the green was a bonus. Selby had to play with right of centre striking as he looked at it, just to make the thin edge, and of course that right-hand side operated when the cue ball hit the cushion. Hence the kiss on the second red.
Well, it's a fairly comfortable red. I think he was trying to get the cue ball out into open play, but forgot about the pot maybe. And even though Mark Selby played a bad safety shot, he's actually created this chance.
1.
Through winning the league stage of the competition, Selby amassed £29,000 in frame and century bonuses, at £1,000 a frame, £1,000 a century.
7.
All four competitors sure of at least £12,500 from reaching the playoffs.
8.
Not a good shot to go into the yellow. He's actually got a shot at both brown and yellow, but it was not well played, that last one. Wanted to avoid the baulk colours completely. He could play the brown, cut it in, and he's certainly coming down towards the reds, and that is what he is playing here, but the pot is not that straightforward. Well judged. And he played it with quite a lot of control, actually, even though he was a thin shot.
12.
He didn't lose the cue ball at all.
Yes, that was a very nicely held screw shot off a thin edge. Would have been impossible if they weren't playing on such a responsive cloth.
13.
It's another shot that wasn't played brilliantly. Just overrun slightly there.
Well, you're right, Neil. He didn't get quite the position that he intended, and in screwing across the face of the blue to cannon the other red, he just overcut the red he was attempting to pot.
Going into the reds here, nudge a few out into open play, played well enough. Didn't play it too hard, didn't want to push a red on the cushion. There's a real buzz in here tonight, and I can tell you that to both players I think slightly edgy. Good atmosphere.
And a sellout crowd.
13.
14.
Some players find it difficult to
20.
concentrate with the same intensity that they did when they were younger, but just lately, in the last couple of months, Hendry has
21.
been settling into the sort of cocoon of concentration that he used to be able to summon at will when he was undisputed king in the 90s. And in fact, in the early 90s, he won the Premier League playoffs
27.
4 years out of 5.